So, we have a new BGM, slightly newer. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Welcome. Hey, Miel. You know what? Miel, are you watching any of the current anime? Are you watching anything this season currently? But yeah, I'm glad you guys are doing good. I'm glad you guys are chilling, relaxing, and yeah, welcome to our first session. Wish I had more time. Oh no, all good, all good. I was gonna say you get in the VC. I need your opinion on some of the shows I'm watching. But no, welcome to Anime 3x3, which is a show in air quotes. We'll have a set in a later date and like guests and stuff, but you know. Oh, you guys can't hear the BGM? Give me a second. Give me a second. I probably Scuff. You gotta love it. Give me a second. I figured out what happened. Oh, give me a second. There you go. Welcome to my stream. There will always be Scuff. That means I'm doing good today. How are you guys doing? Anyway, new BGM, slightly more guitars, and we are chilling. We're here for the vibes, good energy. So yeah, anime 3x3. Also, you have the short stack. I do. Oh my goodness, give me a second. Cool. There we go. See, I'm winning. Imagine if this went through the shorts page. Now that'd be funny. But yeah, I'm doing good. Let's start from the beginning again. Okay, proper introduction. That was a preamble. We're still a bit early, so it's all good. So, welcome to Anime 3x3. So the aim of this is to basically talk about 9 anime which I've picked at random to watch. I've not looked at the synopsis at all. I have just looked at how they look. I've not watched a single trailer. Some of the shows I have read as mangas and like I picked them because of that, but in the majority of cases I have just looked at them and I've just thought, you know, they look good, let's give it a watch. Also, hey Canister, hey Sarah, welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. Helix, welcome. Valkyons, welcome. Sylphie, welcome. Miel senpai, welcome. And yeah, we're judging books by their covers, and because of that we're gonna have a good time. So let me know. Hey Linux Food, welcome to the stream, welcome. So we're gonna judge books by their covers. I've only watched episode 1 of each of these shows. These mini reviews will contain spoilers. They won't be too spoiler heavy, but they'll be me trying to recommend them to you and tell you, you know, give it a shot, give it a go. You might like it, you might not. So that's the main aim of this. So I have watched 9 shows. I'm gonna title them each, and let me just like add a source, just text, and I'm gonna go through each of the shows. So first one is gonna be give me a second. First show is gonna be Kaiju number 8. Let's get that going, and I'll give a quick summary of Kaiju number 8. But my summary is gonna be the Vance edition, so you have to keep that in mind. So it might not be the most accurate summaries, but it'll be a summary. So let me get top. So I just add some text. And so first show we're talking about Kaiju number 8. There we go. Yeah, we're doing it live. Okay. Kaiju number 8. So Kaiju number 8, the first show that I watched out of the 9 that I picked, and let me say it gives you a very strong start, you know? It starts off, gives you some violence, give you the world you're in. You see a big monster, you know, a kaiju, and you see people fighting it. And it gives me Attack on Titan energy, specifically season 1. So, you know, the action, people going on buildings, stuff and like that. And like, people know what they're doing, they're talented. And then you switch POVs to the people who have to clean that up, you know? You have to switch over to the people who are like sorting things out and, you know, have to clean the mess that are left by the people who are fighting. And we have our main character, I believe his name is Kefka. Kefka. He's also called Himbino. Yeah. So we have the main character, Himbino, and he's basically one of the monster cleaners. And they're the janitors, they're sorting things out. And we find out that he wanted to become one of the people who actually, you know, hunts down the monsters and like sorts things out. And he had a best friend who wanted to do it with. But they went through different career paths, and so we see his day-to-day. We see how these monsters, you know, like how they have to be cleaned, how they have to be sliced up, how DNA samples have to be given to like the base. And it's a really strong start, and you get a main character who looks slightly older. He doesn't look like baby-faced in that sense. Like he's got stubble on his chin, you know? Like he's a regular dude, you can relate to him. He's just a dude who's older. Oh, turn down on BGM? Can do. There we go. How does that sound now? Because I do not mind. If it's too overpowering, there's no need. But yeah, so he's a regular dude. He's just, you know, in that situation where he wasn't able to get the dream dream job he wanted, and he's in a situation where he's almost close to that dream job. And then he gets a kohai, basically, someone who's new, starting off as well, and he's going through the ropes, and the two of them slowly bond and gain a friendship. And then big fight happens. He's running away. He tells the new guy to, you know, run away and survive, while he'll chase away the monster that's chasing him, you know? When he gets chased, he almost dies, but then the squad that are basically there to kill these monsters arrive, save them. And the person who's like in the lead of that squad is his childhood friend, and she's in charge. She doesn't really acknowledge him, but that's their situation. That's a whole separate thing. And him as the new guy he meets, they become friends, they bond a bit more, and the episode ends on a cliffhanger where the main character kind of turns into a kaiju, but like human size, because one of the small kaijus infected him. So what did I think of the show? Very strong start. I did like the art style. It's nothing too like overpowered for it. Read the manga, first episode was pretty good. Great. Yes, I would agree on that. It's a very strong start. It gives you good perspective. Lighting done very well. And I would rank it in like in the very good section of this season. Like music strong, action strong, art style is good. It's not like some big series. Kaiju doesn't do CGI currently. Most things are like drawn. You might get the occasional CGI of like a drone coming through, but I think that might have been drawn as well. I'm not fully sure. I will say it's more traditional, and because of that, like it doesn't use super clean faces. Like I don't know which studio is doing the show, however they have done a good job, and I do like them. Yeah, so I believe the new friend he makes is called Ichikawa, and like their friendship is starting off, and I feel like it's gonna go strong. So Kaiju number 8, I would recommend for anyone to watch it. Give it a watch. If you enjoyed the first season of Attack on Titan and the idea of like monsters and humans having to fight monsters, but just in a modern day setting and no wall around them, you know? There's no mystery going across, it's just here's the world, these are the people living in the world, and that's how you got to do. Production is IG. Ooh, that is actually good to know. I would say they're doing a great job then. I don't know how close they're gonna follow the manga and how many episodes it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be a 12 core, in all honesty. Yeah, I think it's 12 core. So it's gonna be 12 episodes of good kaiju action, and you have fun characters. I will say there might be a scene at the start of the episode which might make you go, ugh, you know, which is where the main character has to like cut up the intestines, and you guys all know what's in intestines, you know, fecal matter. So it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest, but if you can skip through the gross factor and like it doesn't hide the ugliness of the job, but if you can skip through the gross factor, you can find a good place. That's what I will say, and it's a very strong start. Just popping in to say hi, have a math test. Good luck on your math test. I hope you do well. Hey Zawa, how you doing? Welcome to the stream, welcome to the stream. Torres, welcome. And yes, Kaiju number 8, would recommend. Now I'm gonna go to a show that I'm surprisingly not going to recommend. Okay, so you guys know I'm a Super Sentai fan, yeah? You guys know I like, well, more of a Kamen Rider, not a Super Sentai fan. The next show is Sentai Daikaishu. I think that's what it's called. Just lost myself in place. Sentai Daikaishu. I thought this was gonna be my show of the season. I'm gonna be real. I thought this was going to be my show. I like the idea of like superheroes and villains fighting. I like the concept of grunts being in a situation where they have to basically, how's the best way to put it? Basically survive, and this battle between the heroes and villains is just manufactured. Like there's nothing real going on with it. Yeah. So I thought this was gonna be my show, you know? And man, the first episode, I don't know why, it didn't catch me at all. Like the fight scenes didn't have as much impact as I thought they would. It kind of felt stale and dry, and like the first episode felt like a complaint, you know? Yeah, go Loser Ranger, yeah. Like, you can always find time, Manny. But yeah, like, it didn't hook me like I thought it would, you know? Like, this is one of those animes where I'm like, I wasn't gonna read the manga because the moment I found out it was gonna get an anime, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna watch the anime. I'm not gonna spoil myself on it. I'm not gonna touch anything. I'm just gonna watch Go Loser Ranger shit. So, concept of the show is basically the villains are a grunt force, and they have a scheduled battle with the heroes. And it's kind of like a Sunday morning cartoon, except for people are watching it live. It's manufactured heroes versus villains, and the main character we're following, I believe his name is yeah, Hibiki. We're following Hibiki / the Duster, and like he is, you know, he's really against what's going on, and he wants revenge against the Rangers, basically. And the animation didn't hook me, you know. And like when I'm watching it, I just feel like I'm watching some guy complain about his life. Which if I wanted to do that, I would look in the mirror, you know? Like, it didn't grab me, it didn't hook me as much as I thought I would. And the action kind of let me down because it felt very, you know, it didn't have any impact. You know? Listen, I'm right. Like, we can all complain about something really easily. We just need to look in the mirror to do that. But like, and sometimes I like heroes who complain. Like, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do everything. But that show didn't hit me as I wish it did. And that kind of upsets me because I think it could be good. I'm gonna give it the 3-episode reel, so I'm gonna see if the next episode is good. Come back to you guys with like suggestions or complaints for it, like if it was a good show, if it wasn't, kind of one of those, you know. But yeah, that's a show where I'm like, it kind of dropped the ball for me. Speaking of shows that dropped the ball for me, let's go to the next one. Also, I think this BGM is as repetitive. We're gonna find a better one soon. But yeah, next show is High Speed Atoli. Okay, so it's basically a F1 anime, and I was like, I'm gonna watch it. Kiri likes F1. If this is good, I can be like, yo, Kiri, watch this anime. You know? If I want to watch someone complain, I watch a bear stream that anime. True. We do know how to complain. But yeah, so High Speed Atoli, the basic premise of the show is, hey, we have this thing that makes racing cars go even faster. We've invented it. It's basically, if you guys know what DRS is, which is like a drag reduction system, it's like a way to go faster. You know, like if anyone's into F1, it's stuff like that. And I'm watching it, yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like, oof, this ain't it for me. This ain't hitting me the way it should. Like the racing felt slower than watching F1. And I know people say F1 is boring, but like, how do you make anime F1 boring? Like, this should have been like Beyblade for racing, or what's it called? Beyblade for, yeah, it's meant to be like racing Beyblade. It should have been that potential. Yeah, so like I was kind of disappointed in it. Give me a second. Just gonna respond to a quick message. Yeah, like you know, you might like instead it's F4. F4 is good. F4 is good. Like I can recommend. I can see that. But yeah, like I always want to give 3D anime a go because people have such a disdain for 3D anime, and I get it, but I think 3D anime could be good. Like for example, the Dragon Ball Super Superhero movie was done in 3D, and you forget it's 3D after a while because it's that good. The CGI in Attack on Titan season 4, that was decent. Like I don't think I had too many complaints about it. The best example of CGI used in an anime is probably Black Rock Shooter, because that anime does use 3D modeling, but they draw over it multiple times, so it looks more 2D, and it looks good. Downside is the Black Rock Shooter anime has not that great story, and 3D anime can be used to save time on shows, because I know animators are really busy, you know? Yeah. Land of the Luxurious is very very good CGI, peak CGI. Will agree with that. That's it. I will go to the next one, which is an anime that is 3D as well, and I really enjoyed. And I'm gonna gush about this a bit because you guys have seen me post one screenshot on it on Twitter. So, Girls Band Cry. Now, when I saw the poster of it, I was like, okay, this is gonna be really great. This is gonna be fantastic. And because I was like, I like Bocce, it's probably gonna be like Bocce, but like a different version of it. However, I didn't know it was a 3D anime because the poster was, you know, the poster was all in 2D. So I was like, man, this is gonna be really great. This is like gonna be a really good 2D show. I think Bocce has generated a new wave of 2D band anime, and I go and watch it, and I'm greeted to 3D. And I'm just like, oh no, is this a 3D singing show? Is this 3D singing doesn't hit me all the time, like, but I'm watching it and the movements feel very lucid. Like the movements feel fantastically done, and like you can tell the people have passion over it, and the characters feel really good, fun to watch them move. They have a really good squish and bounce, I will say. And when I'm watching it, hey Lillian, 1 second, let me just give you your modding. Let me just Night D standard moderator. There we go. Yeah, so I'm watching it and it is good. Like the animation is good. I'm enjoying the main character, and let me make sure I got her name right. Yeah, oh yeah, Nina. So the main character is Nina, and let me explain the oh, Toei, that makes sense. Toei can do good animation, 3D animation. Yeah, so Nina is a girl who just moved out from the countryside into the city, and she's basically trying to get to a place, and everything goes wrong for her. So her phone dies, her apartment that she's moving to, she doesn't have the key for, and it just keeps going and going and stuff like that. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's go back to it. So, sorry for all the typing. I just wanted to make sure to respond to messages on time. So when I'm watching it, I'm like, I'm enjoying this character. She's moved into a big city, and like everyone has that feeling of moving out or going to a different school. Also, see you, Ayato. Have a wonderful day. So like I'm watching and I'm really enjoying it, and I can relate. Like we've all been to a different school, we've all been to like a whole different place. Like even, you know, joining Globie is like going to a different place, and when you go through that change, it's really difficult, but like sometimes you meet people on the way and it's really great, you know? Like, it's just wonderful. And like, you're going and watching her journey, and she meets a member of a band that broke up, and she's a big fan of that band member. I believe that member is called Monoka. Yeah, Monoka. So she's a really big fan of Monoka, and you see Monoka performing, and she tries to go tip Monoka, but the issue is that Nina doesn't have any money, so she can only give her 100 yen. And so they have a really good friendship and night out, and you slowly get to unravel things about Nina, which is like, she's had a hard life, but like, she doesn't want to share that with people, but also she wants to make sure like she's a good person, you know. And so the two of them talk, the two of them connect. Monoka is trying to help her as much as possible and telling her like, you should get a roommate for your apartment, you should do this and this, and they have a really good fun night together. The screenshot that I took on Twitter of someone giving someone the finger, what happens is Monoka and Nina have to run away from these two other like street performers, and because of that, Monoka gives the street performer the finger, but Nina doesn't know what that is, and she goes, oh no, that just means thank you. So later on they go and get a bowl of pork, and then they leave, and Nina goes to thank the service, and she goes, thank you very much, and gives them the double fingers. And I'm like, that is really good intentional comedy, you know? Like, really good intentional comedy that comes off really well because of how, you know, it comes off really well with how how emotive all the 3D characters are. Like, in the background you'll see Monoka like realize, oh no, the mistake I've made. And I'm really happy that the show is so expressive and like so wonderful in that regard. And it's so far episode 1 has exceeded my expectations. The opening song is a banger, will recommend it just for the opening. I hope people do covers of it. And then so Monoka has to leave, and she goes, this is the last day I'm going to be staying in the city, but I'm glad I met you. And so she leaves in the middle of the night, and Nina's staying at her place. So when she wakes up, Monoka is gone, but she's left Nina her guitar. So Nina goes and runs around and tries to find Monoka. And she finds the two street performers that chased her originally, and uses that microphone to, you know, ask Monoka to stay, you know? Momoka, yeah, so she asked Momoka to stay, and then Momoka hasn't left yet, so the two of them perform together. Momoka gets a guitar again, and Nina is just singing, and the two street performers whose mic just got stolen, they join in. So like, one of them's a drummer, so he starts playing the drums. The other girl like tries to resist as much as possible, but then she starts playing the guitar, and the ending song that they play for the show is just like, it's beautiful, you know? How we got there was fantastic, and I can definitely say, go watch Girls Band Cry. So far episode 1 is really good. I think this is gonna like last longer, and it's a good 3D anime, you know? Like, if you don't like 3D anime, I think this is good for it, because I think it's not trying to, you know, replicate 2D as much. It's being itself. It's being 3D, and it knows it's 3D. It's proud to be 3D. It's not to like hide it or anything, you know? So I recommend Kaiju number 8, Girls Go Around. Now we're gonna get to the third recommendation. This show, like, okay, so when I saw the cover of it, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be like dudes fighting. Yeah, this is gonna be dudes throwing hands, and that's my type of show. And the next show I'm gonna recommend, and I highly recommend it, this one is probably the best one I've watched out of all of them, Windbreaker. Windbreaker is peak violence. It is peak. If you just want to watch someone throw hands, that's Windbreaker for you. You know, the first episode doesn't disappoint. Like, you get our main character, and he's basically been in a situation because of how different he looks. People don't trust him. People think he's really like dangerous, and you know, he's really dangerous, and like he believes that he can survive by himself, you know. He believes he can survive by himself. Windbreaker, that one was scared me because I thought it was Windbreaker the webtoon animated. Love this so much. Yeah, I honestly, Windbreaker is probably like, Windbreaker gives me Hitman Reborn energy in the sense of I'm going to watch a ensemble of people, you know, like I'm going to watch an ensemble of people throw hands and it's gonna be fun, you know. Hey Pico, how you doing? How you doing? 1 second, let me just, you know, I'm just making everyone mods at this point. There we go. Get your wrench, you have been knighted. But yeah, so I'm watching this show, and Sakura is a social outcast, but he's moved to this town where basically he knows the school has a really terrible reputation and is known for being extremely violent. And he goes and helps this girl called Kotaha, and I'm gonna be real, I think Kotaha is best girl of the season so far. Like, her design is like subtle but good. But also I might be embarrassed because I like Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen, and she gives me that kind of energy, but like not too aggressive. So like he goes, helps this girl, and turns out he's not used to talking to girls, so like he kind of blushes and stuff, but like he's a good guy in his heart. And then he throws hands. He keeps throwing hands. It's great. It's fantastic. Then other people join in. They throw hands, and like it's a collection of hands being thrown. But when we get to the heart of it, he realizes that he's not alone in this town anymore, because there's other people who are slightly like outcasts, and people are going to try and treat him right. He realizes that, you know, and that is the heart of it. Like being in a place where people can, you know, connect and respect you, you know. That's the like really heart of it. But also throwing hands, because you have to love an anime where people throw hands, you know? Like, it's not super edgy. This is what Tokyo Raven should be, you know? People throwing hands, not one dude crying all the time. But yeah, people throwing hands and people rebuilding their social, you know, social standings once more. And I love his design. I might draw him later. I might draw Kotaha as well. And like, I'm looking forward to seeing the other cast members of this show, because I honestly think this is gonna be like one of those shows where I'm like, I watched the 12 episodes and I'm happy with this. I feel this show knows what it wants to be. It's not hiding anything, but like it's really enjoyable. I'd still call it edgy, though I'm referring to the manga characters that appear later on. Ooh, you know, that might be a takeaway, you know. And can we can Girls Band Kai be watched on? It can be watched on, where can you watch it actually? I watched it in total legitimate ways, don't worry. What's the website I use? Oh, they announced the dope cry for Windbreakers? Well, looks like there's not a don't worry about where you can watch girl band cry. Just Google it and you will find a site to watch it. Just don't worry about it. I really think Crunchyroll should adopt the show later on though, because I think that's one of those places where it should be, you know. Yeah. That's super nice. Kaiju number 8. I'm enjoying Kaiju number 8. It's perfect, yeah. You know, in Yaha Fiddle Dee, I don't endorse it, but Yaha Fiddle Dee. Remember, I am a carpool VTuber. Yes, remember every country has its own license and streaming, and if you want things to basically get translated, you need to kick up enough of a force, you know? Yes. But yeah, also hi Ender. Yeah, I'm gonna just like I'm just gonna focus on like episode 1 of all the shows that I'm watching so far. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's great. Again, would recommend. Give it a watch. Hopefully, when we can do members stuff, I can do some like anime watch-alongs with you guys, because I would love to do that, like live reaction and stuff. We got them rules over here. But yeah, Windbreaker would recommend. Good show. Kaiju number 8, good show. And Girls Band Cry. All 3 of them, they are the top of my season currently. Like, fantastic. I hope the cast does a really good job, and I think they will. That's the key thing, because I feel like certain people will be casted. I think the one guy who does the soul leveling main character voice, he'll probably be casted as a character. Alex Lee, yeah, he's been everywhere recently. But like, it'll be nice to see him. What next? Okay, this show is gonna be a weird one. It's a weird choice for your boy Vance, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about a show called Unnamed Memory. And oh boy. I saw one of the arts, and it was like a dude holding a sword and a mage holding like magical circles. I'm like, this is a magic show. It might be an isekai. These might be 2 lovers. You know, this one is gonna be a show of 2 people who are already established together. I can work with that, you know? And then the first episode is like this dude with another dude on a horse making their way to a tower. And I'm like, okay, this show is gonna be a slow burn romance. I can already tell now. And so the show knows what it needs to do and what it wants to do, and I'm enjoying it, you know? It has really good comedic timing, so I feel like it's a rom-com, a fantasy rom-com, you know? Like, it knows how to do it both correctly so far, you know? We have a main character who's just very blunt and is like, we find out why he's there, which is like, he needs this curse to be removed from him. And basically, he's been cursed by a by a witch that basically has prevented him from, like, you know, being able to sire children or have children yet. And he meets this witch. He wants this new witch to undo it. And so the witch is like, you know, maybe I can try and undo it, or we can find someone who could actually survive this. So she uses magic to try and find someone. But then the guy is like, hold up. Couldn't you survive? And then she's like, I probably could. Wait, what do you mean? Where is this going? And he's basically trying to say, hey, become my wife. And she's like, okay, no, don't even bother with that. They go through a back and forth, and then they're gonna try and be together, you know, but not fully. She's not committed to it. So I feel like it's gonna be a slow burn. It's gonna be nice. It's not gonna feel like a forceful romance, hopefully. But like, this is one of those shows where I'm like, I could take it or leave it, you know? Also, good morning, Pastel. Yeah, this is one of those shows where I'm like, I could take it, I could leave it. It's not offensive to me. It's really chill, and I'm enjoying it, you know? It's the romance of the season. So like, I'm just happy with it. I hope it stays as a slow burn, so like I can just enjoy it a bit more. So that's one of those shows where I'm like, it's a good slow burn. I'm enjoying it. Do you see the other romance with the elf girl with silver hair that got brought to the Demon King, and he's no good at expressing how? I remember that show. I remember. I've seen a trailer for that. That one I've seen the trailer for. So that one I might keep an eye on, because I can't keep an eye on. Like, I've got my 9. I got neat. I have to stick with my 9. I can't like remove it. But yeah, I feel like it's, you know, promising. Yeah. Sometimes you just see a witch and you're like, I'm gonna wife her up. But yeah. Hey Vance Morning, what anime are we talking about? Any? We're talking about 9 anime. I've already gone through some of them, but we can start from the top real quick. So the first show I mentioned was Kaiju number 8. Really good, gives me Attack on Titan energy without the big mystery surrounding it. So in that term, I mean like people just trying to survive in the world. So I feel like that's good in that sense. Art is good as well. The site isn't like super in-depth, but I do enjoy it. And the action knows what it needs to be. Girls Band Cry, a really good show. Hi Abby, I'm doing good. We're just talking about it. Gonna look, have a good stream. Also, I love Attack on Titan. Heck yeah. I feel like Attack on Titan was the renaissance of anime in a sense, because a lot of new fans got introduced to Attack on Titan, and they became like genuine anime fans. Then My Hero did the same later on. But like, it's really good. But yeah, Girls Band Cry is a good show. 3D anime, so you can take it or leave it, but like, really good, has fun moments. 3D is done very well, and it's a singing anime. So if you enjoy singing and just like, you know, people going through their life, that's a good show for that. Windbreakers is, man, sometimes I just want to see people throw hands, you know? Like, Windbreakers is that show that I'm just like, I like it. People are throwing hands. I don't need to think too much. It got emotion. I can relate to being an outcast kind of vibe, you know? The opening is good as well, so I can recommend it because of that. True, Attack on Titan became a big breakthrough in the West. Definitely, agree on that. It was definitely the casual anime introducer for that generation. And right now, what my recent anime I've been watching is Jujutsu Kaisen. That's a really good choice. And Spy X Family. Spy X Family. Okay, I'm about to drop the craziest take about Spy X Family. I'm about to drop a take which might get me cancelled. I find Spy X Family overrated. I think Spy X Family is overhyped. There we go, I've said it. Like, oh, Spy X Family is the arcane of anime, you know? People tell you to watch it every time, you know? Spy X Family is that show that people go watch it, go watch it, go watch it. It's so cute, it's so great, it's this, that. And I'm like, yeah, it's alright. It's decent. I think if I watched it, like, no, like, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good. It's just I've been overhyped on it. I'm glad people enjoy it. You know, like, I'm glad people enjoy it. I've watched the first 12 episodes, and I enjoyed it too. But like, people kept talking to me about it, and I'm like, yo, the show is cute, but like, calm down, please. Like, hold up, you know? Yeah, like, the big thing with like overhyping, like, and it being good is like, it can be good, but like, it depends on how much people overhype it, you know? Like, for example, I cannot tell anyone to watch Arcane. Like, genuinely, I will not recommend Arcane. I will not recommend Jujutsu Kaisen to people. Like, they're too mainstream / too hyped up. Like, I can't do that, because if someone watches it and they have all this outside like hype built up to that show now, they're not gonna enjoy it as much, you know? Also, like, I get people who don't enjoy Arcane. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, Spy X Family is great, it's fantastic, and if you're an early adopter of Spy X Family, you're going to love it continuously. That's what I will say, you know? Yeah, like, some things are just like, you know, for real, I remember when people overhyped Haikyuu for me. I can get that as well. Like, Haikyuu is one of those shows where I wish I watched it on release, because I think I would have fell in love with it. But when I look at Haikyuu, I'm just like, man, I like Kuroko no Basket better. But that's because Kuroko no Basket was one of those shows which wasn't hyped to me. I just watched it one day, and like, I know Kuroko no Basket has a bunch of flaws. A bunch of flaws, you know? Yeah. Fruit Baskets is an enjoyable show. I've not watched it fully yet, but like, Fruit Baskets, I have luckily enough being avoided from the community, so like, I can watch it with no expectations, you know? The ending does slap. Ending theme does slap for me, I will say. But yeah, let's get back to the list. Yeah, people throwing hands, watch Windbreaker. Windbreaker is peak. Windbreaker is just punching, you know? Yeah. Sentai Daishoku / Go-Go Loser Ranger. I wish it was animated better, because I'm gonna put this on me. I feel like I gave it too much hype, because I was like, I'm not gonna touch the manga. I'm not gonna like touch anything. This trailer looks sick. I like the concept. This is my show. This is my jam. And then I watch it, I'm like, whew. Okay, this is ooh, yeah. I don't know, I enjoy Arcane, but like, when I watch Loser Ranger, I'm just like, ooh, I overhyped myself. Yeah, I think here's the thing with animation. I feel like it needs impact, you know? Like, something can have bad animation, but as long as there's that impact, then I enjoy it. when I was watching Loser Ranger, there was no impact for me, you know. Like it just didn't hit me, and like we had the main character who was complaining all the time, you know. Yeah, that's what I was feeling like. It was meant to be Super Sentai meets The Boys, but like it didn't hit me, you know. Yeah, like again, didn't watch any trailers. I overhyped myself. Like I was just like, I like this concept. This concept could be this, and like I'm building up in my head. And then I watched the first episode. I'm like, you know, I'll probably watch like a few more episodes when the time comes. But like, it's, you know. Then Unnamed Memory, good show, good like romance. I've never watched Spice and Wolf. I should have put that on my list, honestly. Next show, which has been mentioned in chat that I have been watching, is Yozakura-san Chino Daisakusen. There we go. Yozakura-san Chino Daisakusen. There we go. What's the other title for it? Yeah. This show is this is my isekai, and what I mean by that is this is my garbage show that I'm watching that could surprise me at any moment, you know. Like I'm not expecting the world, you know. I have no expectations of this. This show is on the lowest bar for me, you know, but all I can say is like I'll probably have fun with it. And the thing that sealed it for me was the ending moment where the main character is like, he's got wires all over him, and then like grabs the, you know, ring, and like basically he's proposed to his childhood friend. And I'm like, I can enjoy a show where the childhood friend and I can enjoy a show where the childhood friends are together, you know? Let me just enjoy that concept. Because how many shows do you know that there's a childhood friend and the main character isn't with them, you know? Like, to explain what's happening in Yozakura family, basically this main character has lost most of his family due to a car accident, and his childhood friend promises to, you know, be by his side. One sec, I need to change the title on screen as well. His childhood friend has promised to stay by his side, and it's sweet. It's really nice, you know? And then he gets into a situation where basically the childhood friend's brother is trying to kill him because there's been a rumor where oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention is she is part of a family of assassins. Yeah, so assassins are like really, you know, known in this world, which makes it kind of funny. So like they're leaning into the John Wick bit of like you can just have an assassin service, and it's not a terrible show. It's kind of just like, it's the definition of inoffensive, you know? Yeah. It's the definition of like, this is bread, you know? Like, this is bread, and I enjoy bread, and bread isn't hurting me. It could have more stuff on this bread, but it's just bread, you know? Like, there's nothing to hate about it. There's nothing to really like about it. Yeah, the spider dude, yeah. Forgot all of their names. Yeah, completely forgot their names. But like, this show is very simple, inoffensive. This is a show that I'm gonna watch and forget about. I can guarantee that. And I don't think that's bad, you know? Sometimes you need a palate cleanser of genericness, you know? I also read the manga for this, but I think the anime does a cool job with the animation for some season. I executed it really good. I haven't got the manga to compare it. However, I do think some scenes were done really strong, especially the ending. Like, that's done really well. The voice actors being used, some of them I recognize. I can't tell you who they are, but like, some of the voices feel very familiar for me. It's just, you know, good. Like, I don't even want to call it mid, because mid is more of an insult to it. And this doesn't deserve any insult or anything. It's bread. It's perfectly there. Like, you know when you're home and you need something to eat, but you don't want to make a fancy meal. Sometimes you want bread and you can't be bothered to toast it. Like, you can't even be bothered to like put jam or anything on it. You just have a slice of bread and a glass of water. And it's plain, but it's filling, you know? It's bread and water. Like, and sometimes we need bread and water because bread and water is there for you and isn't difficult to prepare. Like, this isn't gonna break barriers. This isn't gonna change the animation landscape. This isn't even gonna change people's opinions about 3D. Like, we have different shows for that. This isn't gonna be peak action. This isn't gonna be peak romance even. It's gonna be bread. And that's fine, because it knows it's bread. But sometimes when you're eating bread, for some reason you're like, you know, I didn't mind that. Maybe I'll have bread more of the time. And slowly but surely, you might add something to your bread. And that's what I'm hoping for it to happen. I hope there'll be a surprise later on. I hope there'll be some chocolate to the bread, you know? Exactly. That's an anime I've watched, is super awesome. Hey, feel free to drop the name of it. But yeah, does the metaphor I'm using make sense? Like, it's just bread. And it's fine with being bread. Mr. Villain's Days Off. I've read the manga for that. That's actually pretty decent. Like, would recommend. But yeah, yeah. I hope my bread metaphor made sense. Yeah. I think we have 2 more anime to talk about. Okay, the next show I'm gonna talk about is a show that I feel is very... This show is mid. Now, this show is mid. Like, we had the bread show. Now we're gonna talk about the show that's below bread, the mid show. We're gonna talk about Kamiwa Game ni Utaru slash what's it called? The Gods Game We Play, the animation. And it's a show. It was there. I wasn't offended. I was just watching it and I was like, this is a show that I can fast forward, you know? Like I don't want to drop it, yeah, because I'm like, the world has an interesting concept, you know? What if gods play games, you know? Like, you know? Yeah, like, it's another No Game No Life, but the issue is, the first game they introduced was boring AF. Yeah, like, the first game they introduced was, we're gonna play a game of pairs. I'm like, bro, you should just play chess. Like, sure, you would've got the No Game No Life comparisons, you would've got the Luge comparisons, but bro, you should just play chess. Like, that shit was mid. Apologize for my language, by the way. But yeah, I was watching it. The main character, his face looks drawn in a strange way. I don't know why. His face feels too round. So like, he's an anime. He's a Kirito clone. Let's just put it like that. He's the Kirito. He is the super genius who knows how to play games. That's it. And he's got his red side chick that is with him. You know, it's no Game No Life, you know, Sword Art edition. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, no. You know what? That's fair. I'm gonna say season 1 Kirito. Kirito as a character does get better. You know, like I'm gonna hit it with the facts. Sword Art Online gets overhated. I will say the fairy arc was like it was trash. The first arc was decent. It talks about trauma and people having to deal with trauma. The second season, not my vibe. Gun Gale is pretty decent, which is why I enjoyed the spin-off. And surprisingly, the Gun Gale game is pretty good, especially when Kirito is a side character, because he's the best hype man around for some reason. And like, there's even a section where you have to play as Kirito, but even the game knows that, hey, we're gonna reduce the time you have to play as Kirito. Like, this is gonna take you an hour max, you know? But yeah, yeah, to explain what happens in the games God's play, God game plays, you know, to explain what happens in that show, I really can't, because when I was watching it, I was just like, you know, I kind of got bored, like, which you shouldn't get bored in a show like that, you know, like, it should be no game, no lifing it all the way through. I will say the redhead character, she's pretty cool. We have a small mystery where the main character was, you know, told to play some games together with and learn how to play games, something like that. It's hard to explain the concept. Point is, the show exists, it doesn't offend, it's alright. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. Next, I will go to the last show that I watch. Oh, basically people want to get to the good side of the gods and to ascend. Now we play games with each other to prove that worth. Okay, yeah. You know, this show is the middest, and I think it could get better, but we're at the midpoint, and like, this is battling between the Yozakura anime for like bread and midness, you know? Like, one of these will be bread and one of these will be mid, and like, yo, like, you don't call bread mid, because bread isn't mid. Bread is bread. Mid is below bread. Metaphors and stuff. Midpoint of the mid-show, mid-section. Exactly. The middest. And the last show I watched, which I enjoyed, and I don't think a lot of people are going to enjoy it, like, in all honesty. Like, it's a nice show, but it's very niche, you know? And this show is called Kai to Itome to Kami Kashu, which also means mysterious maidens and mysteries, maidens, and mysterious disappearances. So, what is this show about? Basically, it's about mysteries. It's hard to explain, but we are introduced to two characters. I should really write notes for this. We're introduced to Sumiriko and Ren. So this show is like a mystery show, and the main character, she's an author. She currently works at a bookstore, and we have this kid who's just like, you know, below bread, saltine crackers law. That's the insult to saltine crackers. That insult to saltine crackers are good. They are both mid, but maybe below bread. But yeah, it's a mystery show, and it's a supernatural mystery show. That's the best way to describe it. So we follow the main character. She's attends a bookstore. She's a writer as well. And we have the male main character who's kind of built like a kid. And like, because he's built like a child, he's also like kind of cheeky. Yeah, and the two of them talk, and then a book gets reverse shoplifted, which just means a book gets put down. She reads the book at midnight, and she starts to become a child because of it. So basically, this book has a curse slash supernatural ability to turn it back to a child. However, because she's a child at that point, she feels like her mindset is much more creative, and she starts writing again because of it. And then the male main character, who deals with supernatural stuff, figures out what's gone on and tries to hunt her down. So he finds her, he explains that, hey, this book's cursed, like, you haven't fully returned to a child, but if it keeps going, you'll basically just fully die, because your brain and organs are still that of an adult. Your skin and bones have just become child size. So she's kind of bleeding and like thinking, like, she's bleeding from the nose, but like she prefers this because she can still write, like she's more creative. And she feels like people will respect the writing of a child compared to her writing as an adult. So like, it hits hard in the sense of like, people who've lost their childhood, you know, and how as a child you might have been much more creative, you know. And so he's eventually able to convince her to, you know, give it up and return the book. And so they undo the curse from the book, and at the end he takes this book to a underground station where it gets basically destroyed. And so we leave at that. Now, what I liked about this show is definitely the art style, first of all. The characters feel kind of real, you know? Relatable. Like, you want to be able to enjoy relatable characters in a mystery. Like, normally when someone finds, like, the tool that makes them more creative, and then the generic thing would be to be like, hey, you know, I can't use this anymore. You take this back. Like, this item's cursed, it shouldn't be used, kind of thing. Instead, she returns it, you know? Like, she just brings it back. And she doesn't just bring it back, she tries to use it again. And I really like that because it shows how human she is. The other character, Ren, he's complicated. As much as I like the concept and the mystery, there's one big trigger. Yeah, the over ecchi scenes, yeah. I will say they're easy to like get through, luckily. Like, it was nothing like, okay. Have you guys seen To Love Ru? Now, that is the bar that I use for etchiness. And if it's on the Turu level, then I'm not gonna continue watching it. Like, even Kill la Kill isn't on the To Love Ru level, you know? So that's my scale. Like, from like, what would be a show with barely any fan service? Yeah, from Backlog Grappy to Love Ru, that's my scale in terms of like etchiness. Because I think Backlog Grappy doesn't really, you know, do any much. But yeah, I didn't mind the fan service. It wasn't as offensive. High School DxD actually tones down its fan service, and like, strangely enough, it's part of the plot. So like, it's fine, you know? Like, To Love Ru is a proper scale, especially for me. How's Kill la Kill edging? It's hard to explain, but like, it's because it's basically tighter clothes make you stronger. Like, Kill la Kill gets a pass because you're there for the action. Like, yeah, you can skip through, like, you can ignore it at a point with Kill la Kill. With To Love Ru, it's too in your face. With High School DxD, they're like, okay, we're having a fight scene. You might see a titty or two, you know? But yeah, I will say, mysteries, mystery made in some mysterious disappearances is the good show that I can enjoy, you know? Like, yeah, like, it's fun, it's a decent show, it's not too offensive, and I enjoy it so far. So, hey Neki, welcome to the stream. We might be ending a bit soon. This isn't gonna be a super long stream, but in the scale of shows that I enjoyed to unenjoyed, I will say currently Windbreaker is top of my 9. So Windbreaker will be in first place. Let me just hide this. Yeah, Windbreaker will be in my first place. Like, it knows what it needs to be. It's just action, it's just punching. Like, I can enjoy that. Next would be Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8, I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see what can happen with it now that it's like past the first episode, because the first episode is a lot of setup. So like, you have to get through that. Third place, Girls Band Cry. Like, again, I wasn't expecting a singing 3D anime to be my third place in terms of animes, but it's good. Like, it's genuinely enjoyable. So I can keep it on, you know, I can keep it on shows that I'm going to watch, you know? Then the fourth show on my list. Unfortunately, we picked some stinkers like afterwards. But yeah, fourth show on the list that I'm enjoying, that I'm gonna continue to enjoy, I think it's gonna be Unnamed Memory. Unnamed Memory is gonna be one of those shows that I'm going to watch, and I hope it hits me in the feels. That's one of the big requests, you know? I'm liking the train to Noah, what's it called? Ooh, nice. Unfortunately, like, I couldn't, like, you couldn't fall asleep, you're back? Welcome back. Don't worry, it won't be too long. Yeah, so like, Unnamed Memory, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be enjoyable. Then in fifth place is going to be Mysterious Disappearances. I feel like it's gonna be enjoyable. I don't mind the fan service. I need some fan service. Like, I have Windbreaker, Kaiju, and Girls Band Cry. These shows aren't gonna give me fan service, let's be real. Maybe Kaiju, but like the rest of them, nah. unnamed memory isn't gonna give us fan service. It's fine, but you know, we can have one fan service show. You know, again, Girls Band Cry. I'm gonna recommend it. I'm gonna throw it again since you might enjoy it. In the current season, there's an anime called How to Fight. It might be something you're also interested. Also, Yorino Kurage and should feel the bit too. I will say, if I drop any of the shows, I will pick up How to Fight because I feel like that's a fair trade-off. Because I said I'm only gonna restrict it to 9, so these are gonna be my 9. But those are good recommendations. I thank you for them. Okay, welcome to the midpoint. No, welcome to Bread. Next is gonna be your Zakura family, which is, this is our Bread, you know? This is the plain show, it's inoffensive. We might get any chocolate. The Grandpa and Granny anime, I've read the manga, like, that's one I currently just continuously read because I enjoy it. So like, it's good, it's really good. But yeah, let me just give me a second. Yeah, so our Bread show, our Bread anime, it's Bread. We're not gonna be offended by it. It might have some chocolate spread on it later on, and if it does, then it's gonna be great. Hey Scarlett, have I read Naruto? I have not read this show called Naruto. I've watched the show called Brute. I'm not even gonna make the joke. Also, Scarlett, let me give you your mod status. There you go. Okay. Yeah. I was just talking about an anime which I'm just calling the most bread of anime. Like, it's not mid, it's not offensive, it's just bread, you know? And sometimes you can enjoy bread. But yeah, Yozakura Family is the bread anime of the season. I enjoy it. You guys might too. It's not gonna offend you, it's not gonna like leave you like frustrated or anything. Next is Kamiwa Game, whatever, is I'm gonna watch it. I feel like I'm going to drop it. That's the issue. Like, this is the drop section. Like, I might drop this one. If it doesn't get better, it's gonna get dropped. That's what I will say. Sentai Daishaku / Go-Go Loser Rangers, I might drop that one too. I can just watch Kamen Rider, and I will be happier with Kamen Rider. That's what I think. I should probably review Kamen Rider one day, but I'm not going to. I'll make a Kamen Rider podcast, but I'm not going to. That's besides the point. I'm just having ideas now. And the show I'm definitely dropping, which means I'm probably going to pick up How to Fight. High Speed Atoli. I am going to drop that show. It is not worth it. It's product placement, the racing anime. Like, on the side of the walls, there's posters for Wacom. One of the cars is sponsored by Sega. Another car is sponsored by Good Smile. Like, I know it's F1, but it's not capturing the F1 feel, you know? So, it's unfortunate, but yeah. It's gonna be really rough. Yeah, it's the one I'm dropping. And I'm waiting for Fake Strange TV series. I've been waiting for that TV series for years. Like, I want it. Like, it's gonna be good. Kamen Rider is officially linked to Ultraman, Godzilla, and Evangelion. Yes, I heard about that. Yeah. Yeah, it's boring NASCAR, which is already. I'm not gonna say it. Like, it worked with Tiger and Bunny because that's kind of like the show, you know. What's the OP and ending for Girls Band? Let me find it because I can probably just give you the link. The opening song is called Zetto. 1 second. I was about to get the string straight. 1 second. Yeah. Oh, okay. I muted my desktop audio, so luckily the song did not play. That would have been a strike. Anyway, that's what the opening song to Girls Band Cry is called. So yeah, Drifters one day we'll get another Drifters. But yeah, as for classic anime, we'll go to the slight classic anime tangent. Naruto's getting a remake. That might be enjoyable. I don't know how to feel about a Naruto remake because I still have the classic and I enjoy Naruto. We are never going to talk about Boruto in this household. Like, that is... Ooh. He should have pulled out. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Okay, that was too harsh. point is, Baruo ain't my show. Yeah. So, like, and I don't want to. Baruo fans, like, hey Yumi, I was talking about Baruo. People find that is some timing, Yumi. How are you doing, Yumi? I hope you're doing good. It's probably the morning for you, so good morning. I was just saying Boruto was a mistake, and we're gonna move on from that topic. Okay, I'm gonna end stream in like 10 minutes, so any questions in chat which I can answer with my infinite knowledge of listen, Yumi, you have the Monster Girl tier list. Not the Monster Girl list, the Monster tier list. I cannot be judged, I'm good. But yeah, we got 10 minutes. Any questions you guys want to like throw at me, any concerns, any people who want to call in randomly for no reason. I'm kidding with the last part. I should make this like a proper podcast that I can talk to other people with. Question, did someone tell you you're cute today? Because you are. Thank you. Like, look at my cute face. I'm kidding. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Why is Kate... Listen, you don't want me to unironically like give you the why the Keijo is the best anime speech, do you? Like, I can unironically give you that. You know what? I'm gonna give you guys that speech. Let me explain. Why Keijo is the best anime is because it knows what it is. It's a show for people who like ass, you know? Like, it's a sporting anime. It makes so many different anime references, like, for example, the Gate of Babylon from Fate, you know, but with ass. Etc, etc. It, honestly, I'm surprised it doesn't have a season 2, like, legitimately, like, it should have a season 2. It should genuinely have a season 2, like, it plays it so straight that it just works. Wrong, the magic. No. Honestly, I have not watched Keijo in a long time. Like, in a long time. Will you watch Utano Prince Summer and the character hairstyles as yours? But sure, I might. I have played the visual novel, if I recall correctly. I might have played the visual novel, but yeah. Keijo is the time. Baz, did you know or even watch Hypnosis or Paradox Live? I've listened to Paradox Live a lot. I've not watched the anime yet because I was like, I'm gonna watch it later. And then I just like, you know, stopped watching it. Can't be another sis. Oh, damn. Like, Keijo needs a comeback. Like, genuinely. Like, I can't believe we have lost Keijo. It was a work of art and was peak fiction. You know? Like, they even sponsored the anime production, which, damn. But Keijo is the one piece of ass anime. Like, name another anime that does things that Keijo does. You know? You know, I'm making sure to say this unironically so I can be completely cut out of context. Like, name a show that does it the same. Like, High School DxD, perish the thought. But yeah, no, Prison School? Prison School don't hit the same. Like, I think Prison School... Okay, I'm gonna give my take on Prison School, and it might be the most unbased take. Prison School overstayed its welcome. Like, genuinely. Like, Prison School should have ended multiple arcs ago, but like, there's a point where it just like, you know, it just kept going, and you're like, oh. Favorite Sanrio character? I'm gonna be real, the only Sanrio character I know is Hello Kitty. Like, genuinely, like, that's the only Sanrio character I know. Let me find anything else. Listen. I was never a Sanrio guy. I had Beyblades. I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It quickly hit the point calling it. Listen, like, with Prison School, I have a complicated relationship with it. In the sense of, should I say the joke? No, I'm not gonna say the joke. I'm not gonna say the joke. That reveals too much about me. But let's leave that to the side. You guys can picture what that joke would be. But yeah, anything else I have to say? No, I don't think so. I think I've given a bunch of takes that are extremely based. So I think with that, we can end the stream. I know it's been a short one, but we have Uno later. I'm probably not gonna. Honoka Receives was a nice anime, but check. Sounds like a tennis anime. Oh, it's beach ball. Oh, no fair. I don't know. I think Kijo is like it's good, but like, no, Honoka Receives is good, but Kijo does things that Honoka Receives wishes it could. You know. Anyway, public service / public events announcement. Tomorrow I'm gonna have to cancel the morning studio session. I'm gonna announce it on Twitter, and then I'm gonna have my ASMR stream. If you don't like ASMR, it's cool. You don't need to be there. You don't need to watch it. Like, genuinely, it will be okay. Like, genuinely. Those of you who do want to stay for the ASMR, we'll have a good time. Like, don't worry. But yeah, like. All good, all good. The VOD will be here, the VOD will be enjoyable, the VOD will have a bunch of stuff I've said. And yeah. But yeah, we'll have the ASMR stream tomorrow. Again, if it's not your thing, completely understand. But after that, we're gonna have our D&D stream, yeah? Like, the D&D stream is gonna be really fun. We're gonna talk about, like, concepting, planning and stuff. And then, I hope next week I can make it into a series where I have different guests who talk about the different experiences with D&Ding. So stuff like that, yes. Hopefully Scarlet will be one of the guests in the future, because we have been talking about some D&D and concepting. Yeah. So I want to talk about DMing, stories that people have had playing D&D, stuff like that. Hopefully my next week's schedule will be much more later, in the sense so people can join in much more easily, in my opinion. So it won't be like too dangerous. But yeah, so like I want to kind of turn it into a podcast where we're just yapping about D&D. So it's gonna be a lot of work to prepare. So it's gonna be really fun. Nerds universally talk a lot about what they like. Is it my imagination? Either way, I'm happy for you. You are completely correct. When we're really happy about stuff, we're gonna just talk about D&D and stuff. But yeah, so that's the plan. I'm still workshopping the name. So D&D planning in that stream. We can workshop a name, people who want to be guests, stuff like that. I'll probably make a tweet which will be like, anyone who likes D&D, who want to be on the stream kind of thing. But like, I'll probably have to make it just to people who I follow, stuff like that. But yeah, that is going to be the plan. And then hopefully next month, I will be running a campaign, and I can give you guys a small preview of it. Let me just read out the synopsis, because I have had it set up for a while. Give me a second. Let me find the threads. There we go. We have a bunch of people who are interested. So the first one that I'm gonna do is called Tales of Vengeance. Now, you've been wronged by an individual you've encountered years ago. Who was this person in the past is up to you, a former friend, teacher, or parent. Whatever they have done has set you on the path of vengeance, where you know others who have felt the similar pain. And these people will be chasing the path of vengeance alongside you. You and those people will travel across the world and encounter dangerous enemies and meet new friends. But will you achieve your quest of vengeance, or will you take a new path? So we're gonna have a vengeance type D&D campaign. So I've already got a bunch of people for that who are in Globie. So they like the concept. That's gonna be a fun one. So that's gonna be a Globie based one, and hopefully I can do that weekly. I'm probably gonna try and plan some one shots in between it. A lot of things with Tale of Vengeance is getting art for people's characters design, stuff like that, writing the story, stuff like that. Then I want to run Lancers with Scarlet, because Scarlet has mentioned you know, world building and stuff like that. So we're gonna try and find people outside for that, and externally from Globie. So that'll be like a campaign with people that you won't see as much, or like haven't seen before, like stuff. And then I'm probably gonna pick Yumi's brain about D&D a lot. But yeah, with that, that's the end of the stream. Thank you all for joining, and we are going to go to our ending soon part. we're not gonna have 4 Avengers Paladins. It's gonna be much more interesting. As for what Globie member would be each class, we'll do that on the D&D stream. But yeah, goodbye.